Okay, a perfectly normal day here in the dungeon. It's ice cream day. Just gotta get through these Goylemen here. They're not stopping me from getting my ice cream down on floor 4. Gotta get to floor 4 and then we get the ice cream. Ooh, the ice cream bar. Can't wait for the sundae bar. Hopefully they got the sprinkles, they got the whipped cream, they got the little cherry on top. Ah, what the hell, we'll even do a little salted caramel today. Go all gourmet. How's that sound? Do some chocolate ice cream, do some vanilla ice cream, do some strawberry ice cream. Wonder if they'll have butterscotch ripple. Where's my wallet? I left my wallet on the first floor, didn't I? Okay, back to the first floor, got my wallet, need to get the ice cream, gotta move fast, probably all the ice cream's gone, I'm gonna get down there, there's gonna be 3 waffle cones. Wonderful. Wonderful effin' ice cream day. Great, a Moo Guardian. Hey everybody, it's a grumpy old guy gaming here, and we are in the Storytime Dungeon server. I'll thank Slishtroll for creating it, but as for the host, it's me. So no need to give thanks there. If you tuned into yesterday's video, I was talking about the keywords false undead reality on that server, which generates a level 28 field, and if you look, we had leveled up there. So I went ahead and filmed a twofer, as I like to do these weekend warrior videos a day ahead, just so I have a bit of a chill day Sunday. And I started playing around with the keywords and I found that undead reality is generally what you need for that high level water area. And I found that new undead reality generates a level 29 field, which to date is the highest level field I've got off of that server. Obviously it's not one of the special maps that Slishtroll put together with the messages. If you haven't seen those yet, just go ahead, correlate the words as they are on the list, like first word A, first word B, first word C. I'm going to take a little time tomorrow and make up a list and post that to the bulletin board. So next time you're on Fragment, go ahead, give that a scoop, and feel free to go on those next time the server is up, whoever may be hosting. But even as a general board, level 29 is a nice looking field. Already you're seeing some Moo Guardians and things here. Got me a little uneasy here in the field, because generally when you see things like that, it's only getting worse inside. Here you've got a Moo Guardian and 2 red scissors. But hey, that's the price of progress. We're already into the low 30s, and we're working on another level up here if we can get it. That's the point of running these more challenging boards. You could always level up offline as well, but especially for my upload videos, I like to do online. I like to show off different boards on different servers. I like to party up with different players when I get the chance, but even soloing, if that's what I gotta do, that's what I gotta do. Get this fine quality fragment content out to you wonderful people. Hopefully this video finds you well. It'll be out on Sunday. So by the time this is out, I'll probably be falling asleep on the Steelers-Titans game. Sunday will also kick off Halloween. If you've checked out the channel previously, you know I've been celebrating Halloween a little at a time the whole month. All of the videos in my retro section, I encourage you to check those out for some 8 and 16-bit goodness. They've been Halloween themed in one way or another, and I've saved the best for last. Here in Halloween, if you will, I'm going to do one more bonus video, and then all week next week, when I upload retro videos, I'm going to shoot for at least 3 of them. I want to do the classic Castlevanias. I want to do at least 1 playthrough video, maybe 2 playthrough videos with the original. and then do a Castlevania 3. I'm probably going to skip 2 since that was more of an RPG and I don't want to get into a Let's Play series. Goodness knows my Golden Axe Warrior one's sort of been hanging out there in purgatory on episode 3 or 4 forever. I can't even remember where I stopped. I think it was 4. Actually getting to the video I'm shooting at hand here, just took out a Goyle-Manir and 2 more Moo Guardians. These things are just peppering the field, and there aren't a lot of portals, but the portals are pretty high quality of enemy here. So we're getting some good experience out of it, but they're making us work. They are definitely making us work for it. Suppose I could be data draining more. Just kind of playing cautiously. You know, we're still very much in that rebuilding phase. Though I think at this point, I think it's safe to say most of my staples are down, and I could just start saving up for some really fancy gear. Maybe looking to data drain some higher level enemies. See if I can't just get those, you know, those rare items to drop out of nowhere. Actually did unintentionally get a rare item, Heavy Blade Sword. So that one's probably going to the missus for her alt account. I think there's 3 portals left, if I recall. Again, trying to work from my way outside in. Got a nice group of buffs there, though. Got a Corvin Aptorv, those are my inherent abilities from my gear. Got Forma up, boosting my magic defense so these Moo Guardians aren't completely shredding me. And add a bit more bonus, I've got the Wonder Twins there as far as the boosts. Rig Same and Rig Game, regenerating my health and my skill points. I forget about what point between volumes 2 or 3, either Mutation or Outbreak, but I finally got both of those abilities in my party, and I didn't really do a lot of optimizing the first time I played through IMOQ. So I was really thrilled when I realized, hey, I've got hit point and skill point regen on command. And then whenever battles would end, I'd just be a goof and just slow walk around the empty room in the dungeon instead of, you know, just burning a consumable and saving myself 10 minutes. Wrapping up here, heading to the dungeon shortly. You know, so far smooth sailing. Got the all clear there after we opened that treasure chest. Doesn't look like we're gonna get that, you know, right near the dungeon entrance ambush that Fragment is somewhat notorious for. I know I've heard people say there isn't a big statistical difference as far as the wandering monsters in the fields as compared to the other games. It just feels like they show up at the worst possible times, though. Here we are, first level of the dungeon, just walking down a medium corridor here, and we're about to pop a fairy's orb to see what's ahead of us. Both for your pleasure and for my convenience. Hack up a couple items here, can't go wrong getting a free antidote. I gotta admit at this point, it's my second playthrough of the day. I've already worked a long day. You'll have to forgive me a little bit of a sloppy playthrough here. I should have known with that long corridor being positioned the way it was that was going to be the stairs down. But I was just in that mindset where I wasn't going to believe it till I saw it. I kind of wanted to head down before branching to the side. So I stuck to my guns and... oh, we take out these couple Moo Guardian. Pick up 16 experience to the better from the pair of those. Into a small room here. And hey, another free antidote. Can't beat that. There we saw the little down icon there. Blinking, you miss it. but it's enough to tell me I need to backtrack if I want this done in any sort of efficient manner. I don't know why. Those breakable objects, I think it's just because it's one button press. It's like the little claw machine on the outside of a restaurant, like right there in the lobby. If I'm waiting for somebody, I can't resist. I'll pop a couple quarters and give that a shot. You never know, maybe you win a small stuffed animal. Once again, reminding myself that I'm actually doing commentary on a fragment video. Finish up on the Moo Guardian there. I'm sorry, guys. Gonna head down now into one of these quarter turn rooms I'm notorious for picking the wrong direction on. Couple Moo Guardians and a Cursed Blades. Take out the Cursed Blades. No big deal there. Now just going after the Moo Guardians, and rather than getting distracted, just sort of pinning one up against the wall and beating it up for all it's worth. Now that it's down to a one-on-one fight, I feel I'm vastly ahead in this race. Take it down. And we get a little treasure chest to check out here. Bit of a tongue twister for me. Pick up a Blaze armor. Decent little armor. Not better than what I'm wearing, but it'll sell for a little bit in town. Going after that red scissors there. Knowing we could take out both Cursed Blades easily with a Rube Revolver. Again, a good sign that you're where you need to be as far as a dungeon strength level. If you're able to maintain full health, but struggling to maintain full skill points, that means you're using your abilities. You're not just mindlessly pressing that circle button. Personally, I like to keep around full health because you never know when you're just going to hit that time where a red scissors paralyzes you right out of the gate. Difference between playing, you know, a video game and a tabletop RPG. This one in particular, I feel that, you know, a more cautious approach to your health is generally beneficial, especially if, like me, you are soloing. Not advisable in these games because you really don't lose anything for being in a party. At the most, you maybe lose picking up a couple items, but you get that insurance of having somebody there to watch your back, and you get to meet some pretty cool people. I mean, I can't even think of everybody I've played Fragment with on here. There's been so many. It was actually kind of cool on Friday. I remember coming home, and I had an invite to play waiting for me when I got home. Sounding like a bit of a dork here, but that was really kind of awesome. You know, normally I'm greeted, if my son wants to play or do something, I'm greeted by him, and most of the time anymore he's got his head buried in the Switch, so it's just sort of an, oh, you're home. Anyway, pop those chests open, pick up a Bearcat egg here on the altar. Go ahead and heal up. Really wasn't paying very much attention to my hit points, got kinda lucky there. Again, we're a few levels over this board, so if it looks like we're having sort of an easy battle against some of these things, keep in mind that we're maybe 3 levels over where these monsters are, and we've got that accuracy buff going. So we're not going to have a problem hitting, but at the same time they don't seem to have too big a problem hitting us either. Now finally making our way back through level 1 here, and we're going to be heading down to the 2nd floor. I love how the shadow just sort of clips through the floor there, and you see your little shadow guy hacking on the wall of the lava pit. Not intentional, but kind of a cool effect. Has sort of a Peter Pan feel to it. Once again, free antidote. I'm thinking either these corpses littering the first floor of this dungeon weren't poisoned, or were poisoned very, very well. So, once again, a blink and you'll mess it at the status page. I think we were at 600 some experience. Not gonna lie, I did blink, I did miss it. Going to the second floor here, and you get one of these weird square rooms with a bunch of cutouts. They're nice because they break up the monotony of some of the rooms that get very repetitive. On the other hand, it creates a lot of traps for the camera to obscure your vision for monsters. Wave Masters in particular, I hate these rooms for. Blade Master, it's not so bad because you could at least hack at something close but off screen. There, we took down the monsters, no problem. Got a bearcat egg and we're moving on. Pick up a healing potion. Definitely a welcome addition to the inventory there. And out of this small room we hit a T-shaped room, and that yields us yet another chest. We got Nice Flow and the Devil. Gonna skip the stairway down to level 3 for now and just explore the rest of this floor, because you guys deserve 100% dungeon. You have no idea right now just how hard I'll have to work at that. Getting back to the action, sort of splitting my attention between this red scissors and this cursed blades. They both go down fairly straightforward. We're lucky enough not to get paralyzed, and next thing you know, we're moving on. Our goal here is another level up if we can, and that would be a huge one because it gets the hit points up over 700. Probably going to be doing some offline play with the Blade Master next week, see if I can't get another couple levels. I'd really like to get up into 4 digits of hit points, but I don't see that realistically happening, especially with as busy as things are getting. Holidays coming up between work and family, it's going to be pretty draining, and I don't know if I'm going to be uploading as regular. I'm going to try to, because honestly, this has been kind of fun. And I've definitely enjoyed the reaction I've been getting from you guys. I love the fact that you guys are digging what I do. Got into a conversation the other day about the different user interface styles that could be seen on Fragment with a person, and that was just awesome to go back and forth, just sort of shoot the breeze a bit on it. I doubt I offered anything in the way of, illuminating conversation, but I thought it was pretty fun. Moving back to this last little part of the second floor before we backtrack to the exit. A lot of breakable items, and you guys know how much I love, smashing them to bits with a giant sword, so we're just going to go ahead and do all that. Pick up a healing potion and move into the first of 2 dead-end rooms branching off of this. I did mention I wasn't paying very close attention at this point, didn't I? I not only blindly attacked into a portal that had a trapped chest, but I hit a restorative when I needed an antidote. So you got to see the Technicolor light show healing me there, at the cost of 2 consumables, but hey, I've picked up like a handful of free antidotes already, who am I to complain? Take out the cursed blades with that Rue revolver, and it gives us a good head start on the Moo Guardian. Rest of it's getting handled really easily because 4 of our 5 hits there went for a clean 200 damage. Folks, if you're popping off 200 damage in the low 30s on each hit you have, battles ain't gonna last long. Pick up all kind of goodies there, finishing off with the full off of the chest on the pedestal. I believe that was a blaze armor we picked up off of that trapped chest. And that does it for this run of the second floor. We'll be heading down to the third floor here in a moment. As soon as I could get off of my inherent habit of needing to break boxes and jars and the like. There I was just sort of auto-running, took the wrong path. This is about the point I snapped out of it and got back to what I was doing. Kind of felt bad at that point. I was just sort of splitting attention between, you know, home and the game. You ever get to those points where you kind of wish you could split into a second person and really do two things at once? That's been me most of this week. Fortunately, I'm down to just doing commentary at this point. So, gonna restore our boosts here in the third floor. Got one of those C-shaped rooms coming up. I never really know whether I should go just for the portal real quick or to grab that first chest and then see what follows me down. Here I chose portal. Fortune favors the bold, and I figured a head-on assault would be best. Caught the Goyle Menhir, and he was with 3 cursed blades, so Rue Revolver takes out the entire enemy party in one final strike after softening up that Menhir. You get combats like that, you almost feel bad about all the times that you're like cursing the Menhir under your breath as they chain revive each other. In those instances where you get 2, sometimes 3 of them out of a portal. So I'll take my good luck, say a kind thank you to the game engine, and move on to the next room where I am greeted by a singular red scissors. Yet again, nothing that's going to scare me too much on its own, because while it can paralyze me, it ain't gonna kill me on its own. I feel perfectly fine being able to withstand that. Here we get a little mini treasure room, sort of a treasure room light. You get one chest and then some breakable boxes on each side. Boxes and barrels, if we want to be technical. Get the devil out of that chest, pivot down, and go into one of these square rooms with a little insert. A lot of times you'll see a chest in the insert. Here there's nothing in the insert that I can remember. Nope, completely empty, but we do get a trapped chest out of the portal. So that's a break even on expectations, and now we get to meander back. Also got to use meander in that sentence, so +5 to us. And a pure water out of that box. Wonder what pure waters will net me in town. Don't forget to save those things up if you don't use them as consumables and offline. There are NPCs who will trade specifically for them, and those are usually the ones that are carrying some of the better gear. Also, make sure to check with them as you progress through the story, because the gear will get better as you get better. Gonna head up here, hit these side rooms before heading down. Once again, making an honest effort to run this as efficiently as possible. Here I channel my inner ballet superstar, do a nice little pirouette for the Rue Revolver. The pirouette's the spin, right? Yeah, I think it's the spin. If it's not, let me know. Took that out, quick heal, and we get a trapped chest. Let's see what's inside. We get a Fire Drake mail. That's exciting. Mage's Soul out of the chest. See, this is how you know we're starting to get into some substantive levels. You're getting Mage's Souls out of normal chests. Heading into this dead-end room here. Kind of looks like an 8-bit mace, the way it's shaped on the map there. Pick an ice storm up out of the chest, and back down we go. Sort of like a little RPG trick-or-treat run there. Knock on the door, get our goodies, and go. Heading down, we got one more portal here in the 3rd floor before heading down to the 4th. And we've got a couple Goylemen here. These guys should look familiar from the intro. No ice cream day jokes here. Got those out of my system about an hour and a half ago. Once again, got myself in a position where one revolver takes out 3. Generally don't like burning my skill points on those, but for 3 kills it's worth it. Now we've got an empty room leading down to the 4th floor. At least that was the intention, to head down to the 4th floor, and then this happened. Just got stuck waiting. Got to the point where it was awkward, and I'm not gonna lie, I was a little afraid. At this point, I'm very afraid, because something terrible could happen. So it was about last week on Saturday where this character got completely wiped. And that right there, the word disconnected, my heart sank about a foot. I'm like, oh no, not again. Turns out he was okay, and so I decided to run back, start this over again, and just quick run through, and I'll show you some highlights here on my way back to floor 3. As you could see, getting right back into the field, I couldn't even get to my grunty flute before getting ambushed by 2 red scissors and a Moo Guardian. And keep in mind, I'm still pretty bummed about the disconnect at this point, and I'm just going full pessimist at this point. I'm thinking, great, I'm going to die and level down. It's going to paralyze me. I'm dead in the water. I didn't even get any boosts up. But I couldn't even complain myself into being obnoxious before I had solved this, which I guess makes me slightly more obnoxious. But I get through that, got a trapped chest to fall, and picked up a fireman's coat out of it. So I quickly heal, and then called on the noble Grunty. Lifelong friend forever for only about 25 to 30 Grunty food. And we're just gonna zip right over to the dungeon. Have no concerns for anything else. You see, I just completely pass a red scissors there. And I just want to get this done. You know, I go in, and I'm just gonna pop my buffs and a speed charm, and I'm just gonna do my best to motor. I already know the general layout of the area, so here we are moving through that first room and heading straight down. Again, a scene I used for the opening, just that solo Moo Guardian. Lucky break to only run into one, A, because it's only one and you can take it out quick, and B, because there wasn't much of a threat there. I'm not going to bore you guys with too much more of this, because you've already seen me run through this, and it's a long enough video. So I'm just sitting there running, and I'm going to be heading all the way down. Here I'm just messing with the Fade to Black tool. Didn't realize it ran through both ways, but I'm going to go ahead and pop out here, and we rejoin on floor 4. I've actually still got the speed boost up at this point. It'll be wearing off soon. I'm going to go ahead and pop the fairy's orb, and it's just loading real slow. About the only thing I could think, we were all kind of doing stuff online. I don't have the best internet here, so I can only think that bandwidth was perhaps getting a bit strained on some of this stuff. If you notice, occasionally my uploads are a bit choppy, especially in larger rooms. I can't help but think that's just because there isn't enough to pull there. But I'm no tech wizard. That's just speculation on my part. I'll be the first to admit that. Getting back to within the game here. Just kind of doing what we can to get through, and we're running into red scissors and tetra armors. It's at this point that I'm kind of thrilled we have Nataku as our weapon, or Nataku, or however it's supposed to be pronounced. I'm gonna go with Nataku because it rolls off the tongue. I was running Fair Soul, but Fair Soul is, I believe, Thunder Element, and Tetra Armors would be completely immune at that point. I would need something to lower their thunder resistance, one of the Bane scrolls from one of the root towns. Shameless plug time, if you are looking for those scrolls, please check out my latest Fragment Friday video, the Holiday Shopping Edition. I literally take you on a guided tour of each root town and show you the weapon and armor shops, the item shops, and the magic shops. So go through, take some notes, maybe just save the video and view it multiple times. Both the algorithm and I will thank you for that. Pick up a restorative and a fire helm. That was a fire helm out of a normal chest. Pretty cool to me, at least. Like I said, kind of choppy. It's a larger room here, and we have 3 medium-sized monsters out of the portal, couple tetra armors, and a red scissors. I don't know whether it's by design or whether the game was kind of being merciful for me here, but these red scissors don't seem to be going for the paralyzed attacks all that much. They're just going for straight damage, and that I could deal with easily. So it's not going to be the most graceful looking footage, but I'm going to go down here, pick up whatever's in this chest here, and then we're going to mosey our way back on up. Got a couple more portals to check out before we hit floor 5. This time I was smart. I waited to see what was coming out of the portal. It was a trapped chest. Instead of blowing myself up a little bit, I pick up another mage's soul. Hardly something to brag about, playing the game right for a change. Here we get a red scissors. There's a Goyle Manir there as well, so I quickly switch off of the red scissors and start taking out the Manir. Get him out of the way, and the red scissors seems to be retreating, just flat out running from us. Pretty good timing though, as we finally track it down. It turns right around and does in fact paralyze us. So we're stuck in place here, not much going on as it's just sort of chilling watching us, but it does take long enough that the protect break is restored. I was actually thinking about draining there because it had been a while since I'd hit a data drain. But the protect break was restored. We're still going for experience at this point. We haven't leveled up yet, but I've got to think we're close, especially after having to rerun part of the dungeon. So I guess it probably worked out to our benefit to go at things the honest way, take it out at its current strength. Heading down to floor 5. First sigh of relief I had at this point. We got a smooth transition to floor 5 there. Moving into the square-shaped room. I was having all sorts of disconnect issues, honestly. When I host my area server, I generally find the first time anybody tries to go in, the server just shuts down, so I typically jump in to make sure it'll be stable before I leave the computer. but today it shut down on me there, it shut down on me a couple times recording gameplay. Seemed to be having an issue connecting with the lobby server even after I logged out. It did a re-authentication check afterwards. Pick up a golden egg here. Just weird interaction. Kind of a capper to a weird day and a weird week. But like I said, by the time this comes out, it'll be Sunday, it'll be the start of Halloween. Which brings me to shameless plug number 2. I just finished up the Forest of Pain Revisited in .hack GU last recode over the past several weeks. I've been streaming twice a week. Gonna take a little bit of a holiday break from GU. Tomorrow we're gonna be streaming some Diablo 3. So I encourage you to come check that out. If you're a fan of the channel, if you're a fan of the Diablo franchise, or if you're a fan of just old-fashioned, action games in general. I do remember having a whole suite of characters, nothing overly optimized, but a couple really fun options. And we'll be doing that on Sunday and again on Wednesday. Plan is to do a little something Saturday for Halloween as well. For those of you who like to see more GU last recode, well, you're in luck too, because after the holiday is over, once we get back into November, I'm gonna plan on getting right back into it, whether it's doppelganger hunts or random dungeons or revisiting more events like the Forest of Pain, maybe checking out the One Sin event if it'll let us redo that from a previous edition. I think it was the Volume 2 post game for that. You just let me know. Not gonna lie, you tell me what you want to see, I will probably try to make it happen. Unless, of course, it's a one-shot run of the entire last recode trilogy, because that ain't happening. I got nowhere near that kind of time. Already beat it once, and just no desire to play through it again. In fact, my first stream was an attempt to start back again, and oh, those cutscenes just drained my will to play. Kinda took a little break after that. Here we're redoing our buffs, AppCorv and AppTorv, and venturing further. We've still got some portals to clear before we get down to that treasure room. Thank you all. I know this has been a bit of a mini marathon. We just passed the 38-minute mark as I'm talking here, and yeah, it was actually a lot longer than 38 minutes to play through. Especially over all the time I just stared at the screen and nervously said no, like I was, auditioning for a Shia LaBeouf role. Yeah, I know. Not funny. Joke was 10 years past relevant. That's why I didn't name this channel Irrelevant Old Guy Gaming. Hit another Rue Revolver here, just to give a bit of a head start on these Tetra armors. 1250 hit points, kinda beefy. Good targets to take down. Yet another one of those monsters that really translated well from Sign into these games. Here we're back to a portal that could cause you a ton of trouble under the right circumstances. A Goyle Manir, a Red Scissors, and a Tetra Armor. Situations like this, the Tetra Armor is A, the thing that could kill you quickest, and B, your lowest priority. Pick up a Resurrect out of that trap chest, and an Ice Flow out of the one on the pedestal. I believe that was a nice strike we had picked up previous to those two, so 3 chests out of that room. Definitely paid off our efforts. Gonna head down, then come back across for that room on the upside before heading to our final portal, and then the treasure. Here we get a red scissors that's tucking itself into that little insert. Take it down, easy peasy, and pick up the bearcat egg that was tucked away behind it. Must have heard the boinging sound because I don't even remember seeing it on the live playthrough. I certainly didn't see it there as I'm recording. Treasure chest has a nice flow in it. Moving to the other square room here, and right away that dot turns from yellow to blue, and that tells me it's chest. Inside we find a mage's soul. So it's weird. For lower level dungeons, usually to pick up any equipment you need a trapped chest. Here we seem to be picking up more and more equipment out of normal chests, and the trapped ones are dropping resurrects and mages' souls, which are the consumables that can get a bit costly in bulk. I'm certainly not arguing because we're just wrapping up the restock phase of our rebuild. Heading out into the middle of this T-shaped room here for the home stretch of this dungeon. Thank you for sticking with me. It's been 5+ levels of fun. Never did get to that 4th floor ice cream day special though. Missed out on the Sunday bar. So here we are in the statue room, and what do we get? We get a flame sword, a healing potion, and a rainbow card. So that's 2 heavy blade weapons in my inventory. Probably going to sell the flame sword, but it is cool to see. We leveled up. We are 48 points towards level 33, but sitting at a solid level 32 now. I'm going to Sprite Ocarina out of here. Hopefully you guys are having a good Sunday. This is the Grumpy Old Guy Gaming. Thank you very much for watching.